So we're going to compare quantities using ratios. Ratios are used to compare two or more quantities, just kind of like fractions are. They just kind of represent in a different form and can show different amounts of different bits of information. For example, if there's a guy named Ivan, he has 4 apples, another, maybe his friend, has 10 apples. Then the ratio showing the amount of apples Ivan has to Mason is 4 to 10, right? So we're just writing it in a different format. This is what this allows us to do is actually work with the values and do the maths, right? We got to take it out of the worded problems and be able to work with the mathematical strategies. So, example 1, there are 4 maths books and 2 English books. Write the ratio of maths to English books. Well, first, label the values in the questions with a variable. We kind of saw this in our last video, but I just said put it above, below, beside, just with a variable. So M and English, well, E. Kind of just makes sense. So first thing we're going to write is we want to write them in terms of a ratio. So M to E, right? Then, how many maths books do we have? Below it, 4 and 2. Notice why I like to set it up like that is because we do not actually have units in our ratio, and that allows us to actually work with the numbers more easily. The only times that you would have really units are if, say, you have scales where you'd have centimeters and meters, and you could use ratios to do conversion. But you typically don't have any descriptors beside the numbers. So, example 2, if 10 people have dogs, 8 have cats, and 4 have moose, what is this ratio? So we have dogs to cats to moose. So what's this ratio? Well, there's 10 to 8 to 4. Some of you may notice that the last values we could have kind of made them easier, just like we would fractions, and we will get to that. If you're jumping ahead and doing that, that's amazing right now though. So sometimes with ratios, with example 3, if we look, what is the ratio of weekdays to weekends, requires us to use some of our prior knowledge, right? So we have to know how many weekdays are there and how many weekends. So we could say WD for weekdays, WE for weekends, right? And set it up as such. So how many weekdays are there? Well, Monday to Friday, so we have 5. How many weekends days are there? Typically 2. So here are 4 problems for you to try for yourself. At this point, pause the video, and whenever you're ready, press play, and I'll go through the answers. Okay, so let's go through. There are 7 dogs and 12 cats. So dogs for a D, cats for a C. Write down the ratio of cats to dogs. So dogs to cats. And because I don't really have the room, I'm just going to do it beside it. And denote with an arrow that, hey, I'm showing that this is what I mean. I have 7 to 12. Now in this next one, we have 30 people like pizza, 10 like burgers, 15 like salad. So we can say P for pizza, B for burgers, S for salad, and set it up as P to B to S. Right, so always set it up in terms of what it asks at the end. Even if the numbers might be different in the question, here they're the same, but I'm just saying if they are different, make sure you write it the way they say. Write the ratio as the form of pizza, 2 burgers, 2 salad. Because if you don't, and they won't care that you've described it up above, saying, hey, this is what it is. They want it in that certain order, and it could be for a specific reason. Filling in the numbers, though, we have 30, 10, and 15. Next one, we have 3 bananas, 2 oranges, 1 apple. What is the ratio of fruits you have in alphabetical order? So I alluded to this in the last one. So here, B, O. We have B, O, and A. So, what's this asking? The order? Write the ratio of fruits you have in alphabetical order. Well, that means we have A to B to O. I wanted to make that as kind of awkward as of a question as I could think of. You wouldn't actually get questions typically asking like that in alphabetical order for ratio. However, I just wanted to show where you kind of get this awkwardness too. So how many apples? We have 1 apple. How many bananas? We have 3 bananas. And how many oranges? We have 2 oranges. So, question 4. On the Funky Farm, there are 5 chickens, 3 hens, 2 bulls, 3 cows. Write the ratio of 4-legged animals to 2-legged animals. So, kind of switching it up on here, and I just kind of wanted to show you where we can start to bring in other parts of ratio. This will jump into some sections you'll see in the future. So where we have to add together ratios. So here we have 4-legged animals to 2-legged animals. So our 4-legged, how many do we have though? Well, we have 2 bulls, right? They have 4 legs, and 3 cows. So that's 5. And 2-legged animals are the rest. So the 5 chickens and 3 hens. So 5 chickens and 3 hens. And so that's 8. So in the end, we could say 5 to 8. So once again, just making you use a little bit of knowledge from other subjects. Mostly just life too.